You're watching the Wellness Hour, news that makes you healthier. I'm Randy Alvarez. Today's topic, replacing missing teeth with dental implants. According to my first guest, he says nobody should be wearing a loose-fitting denture. With us we have the Northwoods go-to implant dentist, Dr. Alex Flora. Dr. Flora, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Now, before we get into today's topic, for people that don't know your practice, like who's the typical dental implant patient today?
Yeah, so we really don't have a typical dental implant patient. Usually anybody who has a missing tooth or more than one missing tooth is a candidate for dental implants. But if I were to categorize them, they usually fall into two groups. The first group are patients who have many issues with their mouth. They have loose teeth, they have bad breath, fillings, cavities on many teeth. They've really fallen out of any good options to save their teeth. Maybe they've been told that they are going to lose their teeth and need to have a denture. Those patients, it's such an incredible thing that they can come into our office in one day, have all their problems solved, and leave with a new set of teeth on dental implants. It's incredible.
Who's the second group of patients?
The second group of patients are patients who don't have any teeth anymore. They're wearing dentures. They've maybe been in dentures for a decade or more. They've gone through the dental cycle of having all the problems associated with the first group that we mentioned. They typically can even teach most of the procedures because of how many they've had to have.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, unfortunately. So for the denture wear, they can actually come into our office with no teeth and leave our office with upper and lower teeth that don't come out.
Now in your office, one of the reasons why you do it so quickly is you actually print the teeth, make the teeth in the next room.
That's right.
You call it digital printing.
Yeah, 3D printing. Yeah, so we're able to design the patient's ideal smile before we even see them for the procedure. So when we're done with the procedure, we're able to print off the patient's teeth, make them look beautiful, and send them home with a beautiful set of upper and lower teeth.
Now at the top of the show, I said no more dentures. Do you think that's the future of dentistry, whether it's 10 years or 30 years from now? Like dentures as we know them today won't exist. They'll all be attached to something. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I could only hope. The value and the quality of life improvement that these fixed teeth or teeth on dental implants can have for people, it's huge. The patients with dentures, sometimes they don't realize what they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Let me just go through what a denture patient's life was before losing all their teeth. They were in the dental chair hundreds of hours with needing a tooth pulled here or a root canal, and then that tooth pulled years later.
That's expensive too.
It's expensive, and the time commitment is it's a big deal. So to have finally be told that they have to lose all their teeth and have a denture, sometimes they're relieved.
Relieved? How so?
Honestly. Yeah, so they have no pain anymore. They don't have to go through the hassle of going into the dentist once a month for a problem. So they go from having all these issues every month to finally not having to deal with those problems. So they typically don't have a need to have to go to see a dentist anymore.
Now in Wisconsin and let's say the Northwoods, are there really that many people wearing an upper and lower denture or headed to a denture? Like how big of a problem is it where you are?
It's a big problem. We have a high percentage of our population are retirees, people over the age of 65. And in Wisconsin alone, 1 in every 5 people have a denture.
Really?
Yeah, so 20%. So if you put that in perspective, just in our state alone, if all the denture wearers wanted to go to a Packer game at Lambeau Field, we'd have to have 2 games because it would.
Is that right?
It would fill over the stage.
That's a lot of people.
It's incredible.
Well, if it's so good, then getting new teeth with supported by dental implants, why aren't they all doing it? Like, what's your take?
Yeah, I have a few takes on that. A lot of people, after they have their denture, they don't want to come to the dentist anymore. or they don't have any need to, unless a tooth breaks on their denture, or their denture breaks, or they lose it, or their dog eats it if they have a dog. So if they don't know what their options are, they're just going to have to resort to whatever they've been given. And that's typically a denture and a lot of glue and adhesive. Another reason people don't do it is they believe that they're too old. I often hear, I don't know how much time I have to live left.
Now, how old can you be to get this done?
You can be 100 years old and have this procedure
100?
done. Yeah.
Has it ever been done?
Absolutely. I have colleagues who have had dental implants placed on their patients who are well into their 90s. I believe the oldest patient I've worked on is 87.
Now, why would somebody at that age want to do this?
Because they want to enjoy their life, Randy. Their grandkids or great-grandkids are coming to visit. They're wanting to go out to a restaurant.
Okay, that's fair, yeah.
Eat fish fry on Friday nights, enjoy their life. And, at that age, social gatherings are important. You certainly don't want to be stuck at home and avoiding the good things in life because you can't eat what everyone else is eating.
Are there restrictions? Like, could you eat a corn on the cob with your front teeth or bite a carrot, or do you have to be careful with certain things?
No, absolutely. Treat them like normal teeth is what I tell my patients.
Okay.
So anything that they can eat with their natural teeth, they can eat with their dental implants.
So what do they like more, the way it looks or what they could eat? What have you found?
Yeah, I see there's two camps, and I think both are valid, but what's interesting is the guy who comes in wanting a better set of teeth to eat, his main complaint is eating peanuts or eating fish fry. I had a patient recently say their wives come in and they just mention how much happier they seem, more confident. They're waking up earlier. They're starting a workout routine. These things, right? They just start feeling better about themselves. And even if it wasn't their main concern, looking better does have a positive effect.
So they like the eating part, but they like the way it looks too.
Absolutely.
Like they get compliments, things like that.
Absolutely.
Now you say they all have regrets when it's all done.
Yeah, their only regret that I hear often is that they didn't do it sooner. Quite frankly, they waited for so long because they didn't know what options they had. But after they had it done, it's really just transformed who they are and how they can interact with their loved ones at home.
Now, putting implants in somebody's mouth, right, seems like a very painful procedure. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's an outpatient procedure, obviously, in the dental office. It's very routine at our office, what we do. So no, it's certainly a lot of people. These patients have had teeth pulled, and dental implant placement is easier than that even.
So they're all numbed up though.
Absolutely, they don't feel anything.
Okay.
So typically we offer sedation. So at the end of the procedure, they're just relaxed.
You say they have sometimes very little memory of the procedure. Is that right?
That's right. A lot of times we have people taking a nap while we're working.
Okay.
When we're done, they wake up and sit up while we get their new teeth delivered.
What's it like? I realize because there's sedation, things like that, but when they look at their face in the mirror for the first time, what's that like?
Yeah, it's a really cool feeling for them to see really who they've envisioned for a long time, what they wanted to be seeing in the mirror. It brings out a sense of happiness and self-esteem that they didn't have before. So yeah, there's usually tears or excitement, especially when loved ones come in to see them for the first time.
Are you ever surprised, like, by their reaction when it's all done? They come back in for their cleaning. I think we've talked about this on the phone, where they like act different, look different, dress different.
Yeah, I'm always amazed with how vibrant they look. Their personality, who they are when we originally meet them at their consultation. They're just themselves, but 10 times happier. It's incredible. As a young dentist, I have started to realize the impact that this procedure can have on people's lives. And I don't take that lightly. In life, if something you don't like about yourself, it holds you back. It keeps you from pursuing something that you really wanted to do or you want to do. So to have a new confidence about yourself, having a smile that you're happy with and proud of, it allows you to go out in life and do what you want to do.
Now, Medicare, Medicaid, even the best dental insurance doesn't cover this, but people, I guess you offer financing. Is that correct in your office?
Yeah, that's correct. The majority of our patients finance this. We work with financing companies that help make it affordable for patients.
I mean, you have to have okay credit. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. You need to have okay credit, but I'm amazed with how many people are covered.
Okay.
So yeah, it's absolutely doable for most people.
So you're in the Northwoods of Wisconsin. You say people drive from great distances to see you.
That's right. We're located in north central Wisconsin, in Minocqua, but we have people drive 3+ hours to come see us.
Is that right?
We have a patient from Madison, Wisconsin, where the Badgers play, and we have many people from the UP or northern Michigan. So we definitely draw from a large radius.
Now, if 1 out of 5 people, you said 1 out of 5 people are wearing an upper lower denture. Let's say it's 1 out of 10 people, right? That's a lot of people. And we joked about this, I guess, in the green room, but if they all figured this out, there's not even enough dentists to help them. Is that correct?
That's right. That's right. There's certainly more need than what can be even supported. So really, I'm just here to help whoever's ready to move forward.
Now, in your office, I guess how dental implants are typically done is in 2 and 3 different offices sometimes. So typically you go to one place that does the surgery, another place, you go to another office where they put the teeth on top and then get them maintained elsewhere. At your office, you do all 3 parts. Is that why you do it so quickly? And if you could elaborate on that.
Yes, I've done it the old way, and there's nothing wrong with that. Where I'm from, there's not a lot of specialists around.
Okay.
And patients don't want to drive to see another provider. So what we're able to do is keep the planning. We know exactly where we're placing the teeth, we're placing the implants. We do it all in-house.
Okay.
And we're even able to design and fabricate the teeth in our office.
Now, what about letting patients know what their teeth are going to look like ahead of time? Because that's got to be a big one on their list of concerns.
Absolutely.
What do you do?
A lot of these patients, their jaws are collapsed, okay? So their nose and their chin are closer together than what they used to be.
That's the collapsing you're saying?
That's right.
So it gives that sunken look.
That's right.
As an older person.
So
interesting.
They appear older, and their chewing function doesn't work as well, okay? So we're able to, at the initial appointment, take 2-dimensional pictures of the patient and also 3-dimensional pictures with the proper dimension of the distance between their nose and their chin. So with that, we can have a technician design digitally where the teeth go in the mouth.
Okay.
And we can show them the difference between, a lot of these patients, they don't have teeth showing when they're smiling.
All right.
They haven't for a long time because the teeth aren't supporting the lip anymore. So this is something that we can do in the design phase.
So the computer will actually show them what their mouth is going to look like with the teeth underneath that lip.
Absolutely. Obviously,
They look different?
They look different.
I mean, you could see it like they could see it?
We can see it. We also can try in a set of teeth in wax just to show the patient if they are interested. But most of the time, we do the planning digitally and put the teeth in the day of the procedures when they see the teeth.
Now, what about color and shade and things like that? I mean, how real do they look is my question.
We have complete control over the shape of the teeth, the color of the teeth, and the positioning of them. So it really gives us an amazing opportunity to improve not only their appearance, but also the way their teeth work together. And the best thing that we can do now with technology and design and their facial shape, we can design the teeth to fit that patient. So typically men with strong jaw lines, they're getting more squared teeth.
Okay.
Edges of teeth, and women who are dainty, they get softer contours of the teeth. We can round off the canine or the eye teeth to fit that patient's facial profile, and that's really where it comes.
So it's like custom teeth.
It's absolutely.
So like a
custom.
70 or 80
Yep.
year old is going to have a much different look than the 40-year-olds.
That's right. That's right. And
Okay.
and the patients can have a say in how their teeth look.
Nice.
But it really is amazing what we can do with customizing their smile.
Is it more men or more women that are doing this?
So men tend to wait longer,
Okay.
in my experience. I have an example. One of our patients came in and he had a denture. He couldn't wear it. He was gagging on it. So he was very anxious in the chair. He couldn't even sit in the dental chair. He had to stand up in the corner, pacing back and forth when I met him. We ended up helping him with upper and lower teeth on implants, and lo and behold, we ended up helping his wife soon after that with the same scenario.
So he went first.
He went first, and it's funny. Men sometimes are the guinea pigs when it comes to dental work. So yeah, both men and women are dealing with these issues, and we can help both. Yeah.
Okay, and they could eat immediately. They just have to soft foods at the beginning, and then they could eat whatever they want.
Yeah, we typically try to baby the temporary teeth. Not that the implants can't stand it, but just so those temporaries don't break. But once they get the permanent set of zirconia teeth, they're free game.
Now, for people watching this, okay, they're the two groups. One has really, really bad teeth, and they're probably going to end up in a denture, or they're currently wearing a denture. What's the dental implant process like as far as start to finish to get the new teeth?
Absolutely. There are 3 steps.
Okay.
Our first step is we meet them. I want to hear their story, what their goals are for their teeth, what they've been struggling with, and how we can help them. So we have to do some imaging to determine if they're a candidate.
Okay.
Once we've determined they are, our next step is taking records. We take measurements, we take impressions, we take scans, photographs, everything we need to plan out our case. The next step is the procedure, where they come in, we place our implants, and they leave with their new set of teeth.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And so in little as 3 appointments.
They can have their teeth. That's right.
But in your practice, and people need to know if they're just tuning in, I'm not trying to endorse you, I'm just asking the questions. But as far as this digital technology where you're able to actually make the teeth, print them right there in the other room, would you say that within, I think you told me this on the phone, within 100 or 200 miles, there's really not a lot of people doing it this way?
Right.
Is that correct?
Absolutely. It allows us to have a faster time to teeth. Patients don't want to come to the dental office 10 to 15 times to get their teeth. So with this process, we can cut those appointments in half, and the time in the chair more so in half. It's a big deal.
Very nice. And now, what about if you have bad gums? I mean, if you have gum disease, bad gums, can you do this? Or are your gums too bad?
Absolutely. Usually people who have bad gums, the problem is there's bacteria on the teeth, right?
Okay.
And so
right? Okay.
moving forward with this procedure, we're able to remove the problem. When the teeth are removed and the implants are placed, there's no longer that bad bacteria. So we're able to do 2 birds there.
Okay. So the gums, they get healthy again?
Absolutely.
What about the bad breath associated with this bacterial infection, the gum disease?
It's gone. No more bad breath.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And what about maintenance?
It's really just regular 6-month cleanings is what we do. Okay. We sometimes take off the teeth every couple of years just to make sure the tissue or the gums are healthy underneath. But really, it's just maintaining at home and seeing you every 6 months.
So at the 6-month mark, is that where you see the biggest change in these people?
Yes, absolutely. We have patients come in and they have gone from not able to smile to not being able to not smile.
Okay.
There's a gentleman that comes to my mind where he loves to bake, and before he was baking for others, but he wasn't really able to enjoy the food that he liked to make. So now it's so cool to hear his stories where he loves to go out to local restaurants, the supper clubs. We usually have to schedule an extra 10-15 minutes behind his schedule, his appointments, so we have time to chat. He's such a vibrant person, and it's so cool to see the transformation there.
Very nice. Now, Look, when we were talking on the phone before you came out here, you wanted to make it clear. You said, and I'm going to quote you exactly. You said, I want to make sure, because you like all the other parts of dentistry, that it's not just about pulling out teeth and giving them new teeth with implants, that you save teeth. I mean, that's your goal. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. My goal is whatever's best for our patients. And who I want to help are people who they haven't been in the dentist for maybe 5-10 years or more. They just know they need a lot of help. That's what I've dedicated a large portion of my practice to, is helping people in that kind of need. So if they have any issues with teeth that maybe we can save, we're going to do it. It's not just teeth on implants. Some of my most impressive or fun cases are cases that we're able to save a lot of teeth and then restore missing teeth with dental implants.
So no more dentures.
Yeah, Randy, I had a patient just recently who we gave him upper and lower new teeth on implants. He had struggled with periodontal disease. His teeth were no longer able to be saved. So we gave him his new teeth, and he went to visit his mom, who was struggling with dementia. And she struggled with her kids' names and short-term memory problems. And what was really touching was she noticed that he got his teeth fixed. And when he was telling me that story, tears were welling up in his eyes, and ours too. It really showed the impact and how proud she was that
That's
he
nice. That's
took
a good
care of
story.
himself. Yes, absolutely.
So, and you told me at the beginning, when they get their new teeth, they have to learn how to smile again. What do you mean by that?
So a lot of our patients who they're not proud of their smile, their teeth. They've learned subconsciously over the years to try to hide their smile. They're the people who someone says a funny joke and they have to cover their mouth right away with their hand.
Okay.
It's a bad habit that they had to do to get by. Those are the really incredible cases that we end up seeing, because after 6 months of having their new teeth, they've learned to let it fly.
Now they're smiling again.
And what's so cool is it's not for them. It's for the loved ones or the people around them as well. They're able to share that happiness and that moment with them, rather than trying to hide or refrain from really giving a big smile.
Now, you say people with bad teeth, they tell you that they feel like people are judging them because of their bad teeth.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate reality, but it's the truth. We have in our society, if you want to be made to look like someone who's poor or has or a robber in a movie, we give them bad teeth. I think of one of the villains on Home Alone. The guy has a gold front tooth that he ends up losing.
So we associate bad teeth with, negative, either no money, poor.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you could imagine, and it's not our intent, but if you could imagine someone going for a job interview, think about two sisters, and they're twins. Okay, they have the same teeth and the same credentials, but one is self-conscious about her smile, and another who is embraced her smile. They go into that interview a little differently, right?
Okay.
And you can imagine which one gets the job. Now, you don't necessarily hire the person with the prettier smile.
Okay.
It's the person who has the charisma, the self-confidence. You can tell that they're confident with who they are and the skin that they're in. So this procedure, these life-changing procedures, they give that patient who was insecure about their teeth, their smile, their oral health, they give them a second chance at really being who they want to be and doing what they want to do.
Is that right? Now, so you're not too old. You could do this in your 90s or 100. Do you ever have 70-year-olds that say, Doc, I'm too old for this?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah, all the time. I don't know how long I have to live. And I tell you what, we see people all the time in their 70s and 80s, and they are living life to the fullest. And if there's something about your teeth, the patient's teeth that are holding them back, they're not able to go to dinner with their loved ones or eat the foods that they want to eat when they go on a vacation. I would say that even if you get another year out of teeth that you're proud of, I think it'd be worth it.
So don't put it off.
I wouldn't put it off for a second. No.
Now we're completely out of time. So final message, somebody watching this, they're the two groups that you talked about. The one group, they have really like bleeding gums, bad breath, loose teeth. They're headed to a denture, or the denture wearer is watching this. Let's say that they've heard what you have to say, but they're still skeptical or afraid. What do you say to them?
I invite them in. Come meet myself and my team. We'll make you feel comfortable. We just want to hear your story and how we can help you. We'll give you all your options. We can show you what's possible. No cost to you. It's a free consultation.
You'll show them what their face is going to look like as well?
We can show what's possible with dental implants. We can show you examples of previous patients and give them an idea of what we can do for them.
Okay, so no more dentures.
No
Do you
more
think you
dentures.
could wipe it out over there in Wisconsin?
It's a worthy goal. I like dentures. I make dentures all the time for patients. I do my best for them, but I also see their shortfalls. And I see that so many people struggle with them, even if they're well made, and it holds people back. And so that's where I'd like to at least let people know that there's a better option, that there's something we can do about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these denture wearers, you make dentures. If they're watching this and you made them a denture, is your goal always to get them into teeth that either, that are locked in or like snap in, snap out, or a full arch of upper and lower teeth that don't come out? I mean, is that your goal when you make a denture?
So ultimately, I want my goal to be what the patient's goal is.
Okay.
But I always look at dentures as the next step to getting the fixed set of teeth.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just not the right time.
The teeth that don't come out.
That's right.
Okay.
There are times where it's just not in the bag for the patient. It's just not the right timing.
Okay.
I totally respect that. But I also want them to know what their options are, and that choosing a denture isn't the last alternative. They can always upgrade in the future.
All right, great. Did they get to see you on the consult as well?
Absolutely.
Good for you. So no more dentures. I want to thank you for coming on the show. Good stuff. If somebody wants to make an appointment, do they go to your website, make an appointment there, or just call you?
Either way works. Yeah, they can give us a call or go on our website and fill in a form, and we'll give you a call as soon as we get it.
Okay, good. Thanks again. Good stuff.
Thank you for having me.
You've been watching the Wellness Hour news that makes you healthier. I'm Randy Alvarez. For now, I wish you good health.